Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. I love this. So a few weeks ago, you might have seen that I did a whale favour bag, and my lovely, adorable Oliver came in and said, "What's that for, Mum?" And I said, "Well, it's a favour bag you'd put, for party favours and stuff." He said, "You can't fit very much in that." And I said, "You can fit a lot of sweeties in it." And off he wandered. And yes, you all thought it was quite amusing. So I decided I was going to remake the bag, but make a version of it, something very slightly similar, but taller. And I was going to have it for me. Treat Friday today, after all. So it's a taller version of that style of bag. It's a nice little favour bag. You'd fit lipsticks and stuff in here very easily. I haven't got a lipstick to hand, but what have I got here? I've got a lip balm. Oh, probably just about fit that one in. But you can fit a lot in these things. They're brilliant. So let me show you how to make it. This one it's the Ornate Garden paper with mint macaron there, just jade there, and mint macaron on the front. And it's the stylish gold shimmery paper, but I'm going to go with the gold and white, which means I can bring in any colour I fancy. And I'm going to go Bumblebee because I haven't used it yet really, or not very much anyway. So 6 by 6 inches, 15 and a quarter and 15 and a quarter. I was just getting my scoreboard off the floor. 15 and a quarter by 15 and a quarter centimetres. On the first side, score it at 3/4 of an inch, 2 3/4, 3.5, and 5.5 inches, which in metric is 2, 7, 9 and 14. And then turn it round, and on the other side score it at 3/4 of an inch, which is 2 inches. 2 centimetres, 3/4 of an inch is 2 centimetres. The panel for the tab is 3 by 6 inches, 7.5 by, 3 by 2 inches. What has happened to my brain? 3 by 2 inches, folded or scored in half. 5 by 7.5 centimetres, folded or scored in half. Oh, really? Samantha Donald. Brain has left the building. Okay. By putting this panel on, it means that I can close the bag and gain the height, which with the other bag, it was fatter and shorter and wider and all of those sorts of things. This just means I can close it and keep height. Okay, so the finished dimensions, 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches by 5 1/4, which is 2 by 5 by 13 1/4 centimetres. Nice little favour bags. Great for weddings. You could put a lottery ticket in, or is it called lottery ticket, lotto ticket, something like that. Lovely for a wedding. Okay, so what I'm going to do is miter the top just a tiny little bit, and down here, cut away that tiny little rectangle that was in the bottom corner, and then cut straight down the other 3 parts to create this. Okay, and then adhesive down the side. Like that, fold it in, fold the back in, a bit more adhesive along here. And that is the essence of the box. Now the lid here, I'm using the Fancy Phrases and the new tab punch, which the name has fallen out of my brain, so bear with me, I'm just looking for the name of it. And it's a bundle, Fancy Phrases bundle, fancy tag topper, that would make sense. Fancy Phrases with a fancy tag topper. You only need to punch one part, which is that one end, and then run some glue along this part here and find the back. That's the back. So I'm just pinching in here. I'm going to position the front first so that I know that it's lined up, and then when you fold it over, it fits on the back, just like that. It's like magic, sort of. Okay, I'm going to punch a hole or mark a hole there and then come in with a hole punch and grab some ribbon. So this is the bumblebee, so all of our in colours have got a ribbon to match. The newest in colours have got this lovely, what's it called, woven ribbon? It's just called ribbon, it's useful, woven ribbon. And then our older in colours have got, let me reach one. This is our older in colours have got this style of ribbon, but each of our in colours has got a ribbon to go with it. Okay, so I folded my ribbon in half, so I've got 2 tails, and I'm just going to push that through from front to back. And tie a knot in that, and that's to stop it pulling through. It won't go any further. And then feed this through here and here. And I can tie a bow now to close that. Super simple. Nice little bow just to close it off. And I think that's really rather swish. It's very pretty in the gold with the bumblebee yellow, isn't it? Oh, they're shockingly bad scissors. Okay, so we know that this is 2 inches wide because that's what that's what this is. I need a piece of Whisper White cardstock that is a little less than 2 inches. So I'm going to make it, so that's 5 centimetres, so I would make it 4.5 centimetres. So just a little less, so 1 3/4 inches, 4.5 centimetres. Okay. We also know that it's 5 1/4 to there, so measuring it, I'll just measure it against here. We're going to look at something that's about 4 inches to there, about 10 centimetres. It's a rough thing. It doesn't have to be perfect at this stage. So we'll make it 4 by 1 3/4 inches, so 10 by not very much more than that. However, when you put it in there, it's all wibbly wobbly, because this is designed for 2 inches, 5 centimetres. So I'm putting it in at the top and I'm eyeballing it that it's about right. But when you turn it over, you can look more closely, and this is what we do with other punches. So you would look through this way to do the umbrella punch. You wouldn't go in and go, well, I hope that's lined up. We're just doing the same principle here. So I just want to make sure it's lined up. It is. And that's quite a nice tag. Okay, so shall I see if a little something for you is going to fit? Is that one? Little something just for you. It does. Perfect. So grab a clear block, line it all up, grab my bumblebee ink, line up my piece of cardstock and aim for towards the bottom. Okay, and then I like the bigger flowers, but I want to go with the smaller one just to lay down ink on paper. And I'm just randomly positioning it. Now, when I said it's a rough length, that's because I wanted to see what my stamped image would look like on it. That's too long for me, so I'm just going to take my not very good scissors and hack it off to where I prefer it, which is there. Then that can come along and sit on the front, and that's a nice little gift for somebody. So onto there, towards the bottom. Let's maybe put it the right way up. It's a good thing I was quick. That could have been permanent. And that, I think, is lovely. I'd love those if I went to a nice little party and there was some nice table favours. Mints, sweeties, little bottle of perfume sample, who knows? Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.